What's going on, YouTube? We back with another video. Today we got Andrew Tate was broke the whole time. Yes, we found out Andrew Tate is a fraud. That's not something new. I knew this whole Andrew Tate thing was a scam when I first saw it. They just prey on vulnerable men. They literally had they was literally pimping women. They're facing charges, serious charges right now. They're in jail, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. But we have new news from his lawyer that he was broke the whole time. Let's react to this video. Let's jump straight into it. I have a Bugatti. Let's jump straight into it. Let's see what's going on, man.
Top G is an individual who is capable in all realms, as my father said. Sheer indefatigability and unmatched perspicacity made him a feared opponent in all realms of human endeavor. When you are Top G, you are dangerous at everything. That's why I'm Top G. If they were to say to you, you have to go on a racetrack and race Tate in supercars, you'd be like, I have to race Tate.
Sure.
You have to go in the boxing ring and fight Tate. I have to fight Tate. It doesn't matter what the competition is. As soon as they say my name, you're gonna be like,
no, slow down, because we're not just gonna. Andrew Tate got his ass beat by a guy with pink gloves. What's up, Top G? Top G this. He got his ass beat. Don't let these guys overtalk your head, make them think like they try to put themselves as if they this big ass alpha male, but he got beat up by this. The guy wasn't even a good fighter like that, and Top G got beat up. Whatever, man.
It doesn't matter what the competition is. As soon as they say my name, you're gonna be like, oh, for f***ing sake.
Well, hold on now, because the car thing and the fight thing are cat. The latest news about the Tate brothers is so mind-boggling, but so expected that all I can do is laugh about it. While Andrew Tate did put the G in Top G, coming out of all of these court documentations for their current trial that they're on, it seems as though the G stands for grandstanding, for clown, for fake, for fraud. Because in the court documents, we were finding out in real time that the Bugattis and the Maseratis and all of the fancy cars that they had were rented. In the discovery case, where the courts are pulling out all of this evidence to support the case that Tate brothers have built this empire of selling and moving these women in order to fund their whole lifestyle, and they became wealthy and rich off of it. Their lawyer is coming out and openly saying that, hey, all of that stuff is fake. That is a persona, that is an image. We needed it. It was just a marketing tool of it all. The government on one hand is saying that these guys are a flight risk because they have all this money, they have all these high-end vehicles, but the lawyer for the Tate brothers is saying, we had to return those to Toro. We had to bring those back to Enterprise or Budget or Avis. All of that stuff was just for us to put on this show for social media. And this only validates all of the things that we have been saying on YouTube for the past couple of years about the Tate brothers and all of these other red pill guys. But in order to truly understand why this new court documentation is so damaging, you have to understand how pivotal this image of wealth and success and all these other things played into the Tate brothers lifestyle that they were selling to a young, unsuspecting, and ultimately loser fan base.
And the only people that will fall for this is children. The only people that will fall for this is children and insecure men. The only people that fall for this red pill BS, this minister BS, is insecure men who have bad relationship with women and young children. I knew the whole thing was a fake. I didn't have to, the lawyer don't have to tell me. I knew it was a fake. We need to stop making these people famous when we know they're just grifting. They're not genuine. They are liars, con artists, scammers. The whole time they were just all this stuff was rented. They didn't really own it. It was a facade. They call it masquerading. It's crazy.
If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long way for the channel. We're on a race to 200, and the next stop is 190,000. So please join the train before it takes off. Watches, these jewelries, all these different things, etc., because he liked them. No, he needed this because it was a way to show people that all the people that were criticizing him, were saying bad things about him, all these things. At the end of the day, they didn't know money better than him. He was the ultimate guru of gurus, and anything that he said would lead you to this financially successful path. He would use this stuff so much that even in a part of his rebuttals to people that would say bad things about him, he would ask the simple question, what color is your Bugatti? He's from Washington, D.C.
Some people said they like it, some people said they don't like it, and I said, Well, what color's your Bugatti?
Like the genius marketer he is, Andrew Tate continuously flexed and flaunted all of the things that, you know, the men that were aspiring to be him didn't have. It wasn't just about the girls. We also know that people like the shiny things. He would talk about these enormous and elaborate car collections that he owned. Cars that people had never even seen of or heard of, or if they had, it had only been in part of a video game. He was making claims that he had personally spent his own money to buy these cars. And it got so bad to a point that he would officially retire because he pretty much bought in every car known to man that was fast or good looking or whatever the case may be. He was going to retire from the game because he had done it all.
You know what's crazy about this? I had a friend, right? I think about like 2 years ago. He said, yeah, Isaiah, I'm going to join Hustlers University, Andrew Tate stuff. I looked at bro like, grown men actually fall for this stuff, bro. And the whole time, he's charging people for this fake university that's just a scam. Oh, you be around other men, you trade, you day trade. You got Bugatti, you get Bugatti. You're top G. You're alpha male. Whole time, he didn't even own these cars. All this stuff was fake. All the watches was he was borrowing it. Written stuff. Got you thinking that you could live like him because he's on social media flexing all this stuff. Whole time it wasn't even his. Now you paying for this Hustler University getting scammed. Y'all need to wake up. This is just terrible.
30 cars in 3 months. It's out of control. It's unnecessary.
He said, what he say?
Because he had done it all.
I got 30 cars in 3 months. It's out.
He said he got 13 cars in 3 months. Y'all actually believe that? This is just children, and like nobody believed this stuff but kids. You remember you was young, you'd be like, yeah, my dad got a Bugatti, my dad got a Lamborghini. Whole time, he was just lying. Stop lying.
Out of control. It's unnecessary. I can't drive them all. Has to stop. The new Bugatti is 5. The Jescos were 5 each. That's 15. The 2 Jamaras were 5 each. That's 25. Pagani was around 5. That's 30. The Rimac was around 5. That's 35. My 812 competitions were 1.5 each. I got 4 of those. I cannot just spend $50-60 million. I need to stop. It's enough. I'm done. No more. Retired from cars until probably August, and I'll buy 10.
Who are these guys that are believing this stuff? Like that's what's actually
Bro,
blowing my mind.
that's what I'm
really
saying.
sat there and believed that he spent this much money on cars and was like, you know what, this guy's right. I gotta listen to him. Idiots, just idiots. But it wasn't just limited to the cars of it all, because Tate recognizes that everybody doesn't have the same vices as everyone else. Everybody doesn't get their rocks off at hearing an engine roar in a small car goes. Yeah. Some people live in cities in America. You can't even get around like that. So he made sure that he covered the entire spectrum of what would get somebody who is young, impressionable, looking for a way out. He wouldn't cover the whole spectrum of things that would get their rocks off. He went for the jewelry too.
So for the man who has everything, a beautiful, brand new, fully custom, best VVS diamond quality, I take 5980. That is absolutely amazing. Best flawless honeycomb setting. There's about 2,500 diamonds in there. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
But he wasn't just putting his watches on ice, he was putting his champagne there too. And he was also putting the champagne on yachts, showing this extravagant lifestyle that you could achieve only if you purchased his courses.
Right. These are not plastic, these are metal. These must be Lamborghini forks.
Yeah, Lamborghini forks.
How much did Lamborghini forks cost for the Lamborghini belt?
The cutlery set was 18,000 euros, and the glasses were 15,000, and they are super paper thin, made in Italy. Pretty
They
neat.
are metal, they're pretty cool. Kind of feels like a weapon of some sort. Feels like a ninja blade.
And these plates also.
Lamborghini forks, Lamborghini plates, Lamborghini boat.
Come on, y'all. Lamborghini forks. Who's falling for this shit? Together, the cars, the watches, the yachts, the travel, the Lamborghini forks created the top G persona that Andrew Tate used in order to manipulate and spin his story to these young, impressionable men. One of the reasons why we know that is because we have testimonials of teachers talking about how these young boys are in class glamorizing and admirizing, a word I just made up, the Andrew Tate top G lifestyle.
I feel so many things about this. One thing is that I spoke to a teacher last night who works at an all-boys school, and the teacher told me that Andrew Tate is probably the #1 topic of conversation amongst the boys in that school right now. The teacher also told me they have had conversations with students where they have kind of parroted what Andrew Tate is telling them. So we can't act like this is all silly and it doesn't matter, because even in Australia, it is getting to young men and kind of infiltrating the way they think, particularly when it comes to women, but also matters like homophobia. It's deeply homophobic. Like, of course, this is a mixture of a bizarre message with a dangerous message. Andrew Tate has said he wouldn't give CPR to a man who was struggling to breathe because that would be gay. Like, the level of just ridiculousness with what he spreads is insanity.
Now, while part of me does think it's slightly funny, if I saw one of my classmates get into an argument with a teacher, and that classmate asked the teacher, what color is your Bugatti? A little bit of laughter in there. I can't even lie to you. I also think it's extremely disgusting and detrimental what this propped up lifestyle had done to the youth. The sad part about it is that you would think that it would stop for these young, super underdeveloped kids.
Right.
Once their frontal lobe starts to develop, they would see the real, but that's not exactly how it works. Andrew Tate wasn't even targeting these young 10-year-old boys who found him funny. He was targeting the young adult male. The same lies that worked on these young boys who believed that Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny were real also worked on grown-ass men who were willing to pay for his actual teachings to hear him talk about the different colors of his Bugatti.
Like I said, insecure men. Insecure men are the easiest men to deceive. Insecure men and people who are very superstitious. That's what I learned. People who are very superstitious and insecure, they're the easiest people to deceive. Easiest people.
Former student Kareem Muhammad says he joined the real world to become rich, but spent up to 16 hours a day making promotional clips for Tate and earned nothing. This is why we need fathers and brothers in the homes, because somebody should have smacked him upside the back of his head. Imagine paying Tate to get the wise words about how you can be as successful as him, only for him to make you an unpaid editor for the clips of a Bugatti that you don't even know on the backside of it has a rental plate on it. Tate presented an idea to these young men that getting wealthy, getting successful, having all of these dollars was the solution to all of their problems. Not just the ones about owning all of these products, these, vanity metrics in the cars, the watches, the boats, and all these other things, but if you had problems with women as well, this was going to solve it. Money was the answer, and Andrew Tate had the solution for you. Once you're rich and famous and can have any girl on the planet, you realize they're all scum and you don't want a single one. Tate used this same exact lifestyle that he was pitching to everyone as a means to say, hey, I've got it all figured out. But once that same lifestyle came back to bite him in the ass in court, those lawyers jumped ship and started spinning a whole different story. Online, Tate presented himself as one of the most richest and capable men alive. But in those courtrooms, his lawyers painted a whole different picture. They said that, this was the attention seeking of it all. This was just things to get people to watch. And it was fundamental and foundational to the business model that he was selling to an audience. The lawyers wrote, Andrew and Tristan are social media personalities. Their business model depends on online attention. The outrageousness of the post by them about them is the point. The more hyperbolic and outlandish the post, the more likely it will generate views and likes, which generates income. In short, they are playing a role. You see, online he was top G, and in the courthouse he was top G, the character played by Andrew Tate. Online he was a trillionaire, and in real life, in those courtrooms, that trillionaire persona was a hyperbolic exaggeration for comedic effect.
My thing is I don't want to act like we didn't know this whole thing was just a fraud. Some of y'all a little slow. Y'all didn't grow up with a dad. Y'all don't have good male role models in your life, so y'all don't know how to tell. Y'all just don't have good thinking skills. You really think you're gonna pay somebody on their fake university and get the keys to life, just have all the knowledge in the world to become successful? It doesn't work like that, bro. You just heard about the kid that was working 16 hours making videos for Andrew Tate. He didn't get nothing. Y'all have to wake up. There's no one out there you have to pay to receive basic knowledge. Just read a goddamn book. It's the internet. Get a job. Go to college. There's other things you can do to have a good, okay life and find a woman. You don't need to be a goddamn millionaire to find a woman. It's just this brain dead youth, the brain dead young man, the brain dead 20-year-old is just so dumb, don't have no human experience, no experience as a man, and make stupid choices and fall up in these schemes and buying Hustler University, paying a subscription for Hustler University when you can just trade on your own.
can't make this up. The things that I'm showing to you on the screen are transcripts from the courthouse. Online, the yachts represented freedom and success, but in those courtrooms, those were just things that Tate paid to promote his business. It was somebody else's. Online, those Bugattis that he had in different colors represented superiority over broke men, but in those courtrooms, the $5 million and $7 million Bugattis shown in Tristan's videos were all rented. So for the past 6, 7, however long Tristan and Andrew Tate have been on the scene years, they have been painting this picture that they had it all figured out. They knew exactly what was going on. And for what it's worth, I do think that they did. They figured out that this persona was the thing that they needed in order to get in front of these young men, flex in front of them, take advantage of them, etc., etc. They spent years flexing and calling everybody broke. You shouldn't listen to that person, and the third, because they don't know what they're talking about. The proof that we know what we're talking about is seen in watches, in the pockets, and in the keys, all these different things. But then when we get in the court, the lawyers are saying, hey man, all these people took that flexing way too seriously. My clients were joking. You guys can't take a joke. And I know that there are some Tate supporters that are gonna come out today and argue that these were a bunch of shell companies, that these people were moving money left, right, and sideways. It went from an LLC to an S Corp. All of a sudden everybody becomes a fucking tax guru. But that's where the real embarrassment came in. Why appearing wealthier actually benefited the Tate brothers. Tate did not only display his wealth, he constantly told other men that they were poor because they lacked something and he was someone they should listen to. Andrew Tate would frame all of these different situations and scenarios that are plaguing young, impressionable men around the world by needing one solution and one solution only, and that was getting a bunch of money. And how would you get that money? By joining his Hustlers University.
When I sit here as the richest person who's ever fucking wasted his time talking to your fucking dumbass and tells you what to do, you don't fucking listen to me. Oh, well, Tate, you know, maybe he's wrong about, you're broke. How can I be wrong when you're in the poor category and I'm in the rich category? I obviously know something you fucking don't. You arrogant dickhead. And the third and least common category is stupid.
That message, albeit deranged, because I don't know who you are talking to me like that. What do you think of a person who actually enjoys being talked to like that? I do want to acknowledge that there's probably some trauma from some past things that was going on, but why do you feel like you can talk to me like that? For real. That message gets hammered home when you surround yourself with the Bugattis, the Ferraris, the watches, the shirts, the sunglasses, the private jets, and all of this luxury and lavish lifestyle. He made his position of authority so believable with all of these uber vain metrics. And then he would turn around and sell you this course as a way to get access to all of this information that he would hold sacred to his heart, that made him so successful, at least successful through the YouTube videos. And this is exactly how Andrew Tate's lawyers feel as though they can paint this picture that, hey, these guys needed this means of saying like, hey, we're wealthy online. This is what we look like online. Look at us, flashy rich, in order to sell their business of self-help. The Tates are engaged in several businesses teaching men how to earn money. It is in their interest to portray themselves on social media as uber wealthy. And to me, that's what makes this more embarrassing than just simply renting a car. Tate mocked young men for being broke, showed them a lifestyle filled with cars, yachts, watches, and women, and then charged them to learn how he supposedly achieved this. The Bugattis weren't proof that the teachings worked. The Bugattis were just advertisements for these teachings. The audience saw the...
You know why I said insecure men and children will fall for this? Because the average man is not, they're not like excited or like feel like a certain way because somebody have a nice, because they have Bugattis or watches. Like, the average man don't give a F about that flashy stuff. But when you insecure and you want this fast lifestyle and you don't know better, you think seeing that stuff means they got money, they know everything, they smart. Because there's a lot of stupid people with money. Don't just think because somebody got money that they're just all of a sudden this genius. Don't think that. But I have to tell you that, I have to tell people this because they don't know better. We need to emphasize education in America, in the world, because it's like these young boys, it's like they're like the children. So of course they're gonna fall for this. But I'm more looking and mad at the young men, the 20-year-old men. It's ridiculous.
Yacht, but not the Rental agreement. They saw the Bugatti, but they didn't see the Enterprise or Budget or Hertz bumper sticker on the back of it. They saw the Top G, but they didn't see that as a promotional or motivational character. Tate sold this dream of becoming him through taking all these courses, and ultimately you can end up being like him, wearing the things that he has, etc., etc. But now his defense is saying, well, that was just a character, no different than the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, Johnny Bravo, or whoever else you see on Disney Channel or Cartoon Network. The Tate brothers spent years convincing these young men that results were the only things that mattered. His cars were the results, his yachts were the results, his watches, the luxury lifestyle, all of these things were results of all of this hard work that he had put in. But now that these results are being used as some sort of proof that he was a part of all of these criminal enterprises, the lawyer is peeling back the curtain and unveiling what even I believe to be true this whole time, is that this was all some sort of promotional skit, some sort of gimmick. Now listen, I'm not saying that Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate didn't have some sort of money. They were getting money, of course.
For sure.
Hell, joining these courses, getting on these trips and joining these seminars and stuff like that wasn't free for these members, but it wasn't to the extent that they were trying to portray out there. And I think what really needs to be investigated for all of the young and impressionable men is that why are we looking at the measures of success by being how lined our pockets are, especially when it's coming from two uberly unethical people who are openly admitting to, you know, working behind the scenes as they promoted these young women to make this OnlyFans content. I don't know how much I can say on YouTube without saying these explicit words. I also find it kind of ironic that these are the same men, whether it be the Tate brothers or the impressionable men that are consuming this content, that criticize the women for being hypergamous, saying that, hey, you know what, you guys are...
I didn't even think about that. The same men that say women are this bad, women are terrible, are the same men pimping them and have what is called a webcam business with women where he pimps them out. The same men say women are they're hoes, they're this and that, are the same men out there sleeping with multiple women, claim they know God, but they don't know God. They are liars. This is my problem. These guys claim to be so traditional and conservative, but they can't even have one woman and stay with one woman and not be out here partying, drinking. That's not a conservative Christian lifestyle y'all impose. That's not how it works. But when you don't know better, you're stupid.
For the rapper, the athlete, the ball player, because you're addicted to the flashy things. But in reality, these same men that are paying for these courses are attracted to the same exact shit. They get their dicks hard for the same exact type of man that the women that they find, you know, so untouchable are getting attracted to as well. They are attracted to the status symbol of it all. They love the cars, the jewelries, the watches, the clothes, and that's why they were easily to manipulate. I do think that's disgusting that the Tate brothers did this, but I also understand marketing. Maybe you embellish here, embellish there. But as somebody who is sensible, who has like real people in their lives, who has father figures and mother figures in their life that can kind of course correct for them, and just also has a developing brain, I can smell a scam from a mile away. Again, not saying that they don't have money, but that lifestyle, I was always capped. But the fact that people couldn't smell somebody putting up a devious scam, perpetrating that, like this 10, 15, 20, 30, 50,000, $500,000 watch, that's a one-of-one from Paddock, wasn't made at the old National Discount Mall, and they just hired some of their friends to come over and present it to them while they smoke cigars in a fancy box in order to get your dumb ass to buy a course. I have nothing to say to you, to be quite honest with you. A lot of these same guys that were fooled by the Tate brothers would have got fooled into Bernie Madoff's schemes from back in the day, and will get fooled into things tomorrow because they love the vanity of it all. But I just can't believe that these young men who were criticizing these women for, you know, wanting to be with the ball players ultimately were getting their dicks hard for Andrew Tate.
The problem is you guys need to go outside, bro. Get off the internet, go outside, actually meet people, find a community, find a mentor, find healthy relationships. Because when you don't have a healthy relationship, you think everything you see on social media is real, and social media is the world. That's not the world. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Other than that, I'm out. Andrew Tate is cooked. Tristan Tate is cooked. The Minister is going down. The red pill is dead. Ha ha ha. I'm out.